So, Mikael, right? You are a digital nomad, but not as the ones we know today, working in digital industry and going through Bahamas and Fijis. You are yourself a digital nomad that went from Finland to Croatia and settled here, married. You are now a Croatian husband, a dad, and a freelancer. Now you are working remotely, right?
Yes.
So what is primarily that you do today?
I'm mostly working for one British company that mostly has freelancers over the world, and we are their freelance scientific editors. So I'm working on scientific papers and, for example, PhD thesis and also articles, this kind of thing. So from different scientific fields. I do most of biochemistry for them, of course, and then some forestry stuff from Sweden. That's one of my new hot topics.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
As you said, you're by a profession a biochemist, but also an economist, as I know.
Yes.
So has pursuing a career in natural sciences have helped you in any way during your economic studies or later on doing some economic job-related stuff?
Yeah, well, let's say that in the beginning I wasn't thinking maybe so much about what's useful. Of course, it's important to think about that, but it was mainly what do I want to study. Okay, and I was interested in science, and then I also decided to study economics because it's not so different when you get into the real topics. It's a lot about how things work. So in biochemistry, it's microscopic machinery in cells. We could say that, generalize like that, and then in economics you can look at how factors like expectations are impacting investment and through that economies. So it's like microscopic to macroscopic, but similar looking how different mechanisms affect an outcome.
What are the main things that make freelance life harder than 9-to-5 job, and how do you overcome them?
Yeah, I don't know. I was a bit nervous at first. I have to be honest. It was a bit scary because lots of people nowadays work in 9-to-5 job or 8-to-4, however you want, or go to an office. So I was a bit nervous. Well, I miss colleagues because I started doing this freelancing that was completely solo. I don't have any colleagues that I meet, only through email. But it's been really nice because the amount of freedom you get is really unprecedented. I mean, of course, then you have responsibilities too. There's no more. Or at least in my case, all the money I make depends only on me. I have to do the work to get the money. Otherwise, you have a contract, you sit in an office, and you get paid at the end of the month. But with digital nomad life, it's the ability to go at 10:30 in the morning to the store because now there's going to be no lines, and you shift from the breakfast table to your office, or maybe just switch to the other side of the table, but there's no commuting. That's my favorite part.
Nice.
Yeah.
Can you tell me more about the process that led you from getting your first job here, leaving the 9-to-5 job, and ending up doing the freelance job you do today?
The main thing is like that. I think the main struggle is that you are your own company. You're everybody there. You're the worker. You're the boss. You're the tax administration. Everybody. You're everybody at the same time, and then you have to keep on top of everything. You have to pay your taxes. You have to work on some marketing. You have to send invoices. There's no assistance. There's nobody to help and everything. And then you're only to blame, right? So that's I don't know, but I think that the way I deal with that is that I like this responsibility. I think lots of us like responsibility, but maybe some people don't want so much responsibility. So I think that's the main thing you have to think about.
What are the main struggles for foreign resident to find a job here? I mean, you had a job here, right? But when have you decided that you don't want to do that kind of job, 9-to-5 job, and to pursue freelancing career?
Yeah, I guess there was part of it, I wanted a challenge, and then I found this job description that really worked. I was lucky to find something that's interesting every day, or most days at least. that there was kind of the waiting until the clock hits 5, then turn off the computer and go home and repeat that I'm not a fan of like routine, really not. So, and there it was kind of, then the job task was kind of being like IT/administrative, not like science, not kind of work that I was enjoying. So then I tried this. Yeah. So that's the main advantage is not having to ask for vacation, not having to fill out some log or something or send some emails for vacation. It's like if we're going on vacation, and sometimes I'm on full vacation, sometimes I'm working also, but it's now like one less thing to think about how I can take vacation. So I was looking for jobs for a while, looking on like posao, .net, the main one for Croatians, at least here, and some other ways, and just trying to like ask around and think about what I could do. And then I guess I googled a lot of different things, because then all of a sudden those like Google ads on the right of the search browser, then came like this scientific editing, and I found some companies. There's like, I don't know, 25 maybe companies around the world that do this, that I found quickly. And then I sent them emails, some of them were like, okay, we'll put you on our list of interesting candidates, the thing that everyone hears all the time, so you know they're not gonna get a call. But then this one guy, this John, called me on the phone. I was like, what? Someone's calling me like in person, and we talked, and then it started from there. And then I had to think about how will I transform from this employee to how will I take in money, and like what kind of structure do I need? So then I opened Paušalni obrt, and then after that was like ready, and I was like, okay, I kind of know what I'm doing. Then I told them, okay, I would like to quit this job. And then I switched over.
Are some of them also problems with the bureaucratic processes and all the tiring paperwork or something? What's your opinion as an outsider before? And how can you maybe compare it to Finland?
Yeah, okay. Well, one of our friends once had like a really good point. They said like, if you go where you have to handle your papers and stuff, if you go there like not rushed and you have like a smile and you're nice to people, then they'll probably be nice to you back, because most people, especially in Zagreb, are always rushed, angry, annoyed. So then I tried the strategy, and it worked really well. And then at that point my Croatian was like terrible, but I somehow managed to get everything done. Even when I was working, I then quickly like rushed right after work to some building where I had to open the stuff, filled out the papers, and then somehow explained and got everything handled. So it's not all that bad. I mean, it takes time. And I think the thing that is important to mention is that there's bureaucracy everywhere. It's not like you go to Finland and then like everything's online and you have to, I mean, lots of things are online, but lots of things are online here too now. I mean, I don't know how it's to open a company in Finland, but I know that it can't be so easy because there's not so many freelancers there.
Yeah.
So I don't know. There's always there's always some papers to handle in, and there's always some process that seems stupid, but that's just how it is.
Can you tell me more about what has brought your ambitions about living and having your life here?
Yeah. Well, I think I've heard it from most other people who are happy here, is that people are really open and like really, really nice and really pleasant to talk to. But you have to be also, you have to be open yourself. You have to be a bit ready to feel a bit uncomfortable. Like if there's language barrier or some strange different cultural thing, you have to be open to like embrace that. Once you do that, then you're very welcome here. So I think that's like, I mean, I've lived in the US and in UK and Spain and Finland before, so I see myself as a bit like citizen of the world. So I've had these situations, so then it's nice here that then, okay, let's try this and let's go explore different parts of Croatia. And I think that's why it's very attractive to lots of foreigners, that people are really nice here and the weather is nice, and I don't know, lots of things are nice. We'll say lots of things are nice. Not everything, but I mean, there's not many places where everything is nice, right? So.
Do you have any advices for our science students who also maybe want to change places, travel around the world, and maybe have opportunities with freelancing? I mean, it's usually that we encounter freelancers and digital nomads in digital industry concerning IT and marketing. So it's definitely refreshing to see someone from a scientific profession to decide to do remote work.
Yeah, it's a good point. Well, yeah, I also agree with you that if you're interested in science and if there's not enough opportunities, then exactly like I said, I'll go then look for a scholarship or look for a position somewhere where there's some science that you're very inspired by. But yeah, I think it's a good point that it's true that everyone thinks that it's just marketers and bloggers and like IT people, like coders that can have this digital nomad. I guess there's not so many chances in science because a lot of it is there that you're doing the research, but then again there's all this like research kind of support things like this editing, but there's some I can't remember the name of the site now, but with like there's all kinds of sites and networks that have opened up now recently where they have like there's one like you can be if you studied science and if you know some math too, then you're like a biostatistician, and then you can offer that service, and it's like a platform for scientists. I forget the name now, but if you Google it, I'm sure you can, like if you Google offer biostatistician services globally or something, you can find it. So I think there's opportunities opening up in everything, and then if you think like I'm also then helping I help like Finnish companies enter Croatian market, at least try to. I mean that's a small part of my work, but then with that too, like language skills, that's really important these days. So with Croatian, maybe you can go to some other country and find a way to get yourself into somewhere because of Croatian language, or if you know other languages.
Yeah. The language department is quite strong these days.
Yeah.
Okay, and for the last question, tell me at least 2 advices for those that are thinking maybe to take a leap of faith to move and work outside their homeland country.
I guess first like a more like general thing is to like I would say that if you have any thoughts like, or if you're a bit like thinking about trying something new or like not so happy at work, then do it, because nowadays there's no excuses. We're in the EU, you can go to any of these countries, like Estonia for example has that, I think, what was it, digital nomad, like you get it online, you go online, register, and you have like 1 year residence permit. So I mean you can go there. I'm sure there's other countries with similar things. So there's there's everything is so available now. It's so easy to do work wherever you are. So that's like the first, like more general thing is to just try it. I mean, when I left this company, then one of the product managers there was like, oh great that you're doing this, you can always come back, right? And I was like, oh okay, like that's good to hear, because probably with lots of jobs, if you've been there for some time and you know people and you know how to do the job, doesn't go well, you can always try to come back. And no one's gonna, I don't know, think it's ridiculous that you didn't succeed or something like this. I mean, you just have to try it. Yeah. And then a second, maybe like more like experience-based tip would be to try to make long-term relationship with customers. Because I started out and I was lucky enough to find this company, and I've been really happy with how it works with them. But I remember I was looking at some point, and there's a lot now that freelance and digital nomadism is really like a hot topic these days. Everyone wants to do it. And there's lots of these sites that are, in my opinion, kind of exploiting this boom. Like there's this, there's like Fiverr and freelance.net or something. And one of these sites, I was looking into it, and then I was looking, okay, this is interesting, you can apply for projects, and then all of a sudden I saw like payment, and it was like 20% of your income will go to them. 20%, 1/5 of what you will make will go to them. For what? I mean, yes, they have a website that's putting you together, but you can make your own, you can find your own connections and keep all the money. Like, so I mean, it's a good way, or that's a good way to maybe find customers, but maybe the main thing would be to try to think of what are you offering them that they will need you in the future again, rather than to take someone new. Because in this time when everyone is quite dispensable and replaceable, then it's important to find something that is like unique, that you can make then a long-term relationship, though then you'll have some security, financial and job-based security.